What's going on, everybody? My name is TAETRO, your electronic music mentor, and today I want to show you how you can create your own Ableton hologram like this. Alright, real quick guys, before we start the video, I wanted to talk about how even though I'm a musician first, an electronic musician, I had to learn so many other skills just to put this YouTube channel together and to gain my following to promote my music. Like, I didn't know half of what I know now about cameras or video editing before I started this channel. It can be a lot to learn, and if you're looking to expand your skill set, you should check out Skillshare, the sponsor for today's video. Skillshare is an online learning community for creators with over 25,000 classes in music, design, video editing, business, and more. A premium membership gives you unlimited access so you can join the classes that are right for you. And the first 500 of my subscribers to sign up using the link in the description will get 2 months free. Think of what you could do with 2 months of free access to thousands of classes. And especially for music producers, we need a multifaceted skill set that involves social media, that involves taking pictures and video. It involves music production, the heart of what we do. For instance, in this tutorial, I'm going to be using Final Cut Pro, and you can find tons of classes dedicated to learning Final Cut Pro or specific aspects that you're interested. Whether you want to fuel your curiosity, creativity, or your career like I've done with this channel, Skillshare is the perfect place to keep you learning and thriving. Skillshare is also super affordable with an annual subscription of under $10 a month. So take advantage of the link in the description down below and join the 7 million other creators and sign up for Skillshare. Alright, back to the tutorial. Today's tutorial is a little bit different. It's not necessarily a musical tutorial, but a ton of people have been asking me, how do I create this video effect? People even asking me where to buy this screen. It's not a real thing. It's video editing, sorry to break it to you. And today I'm going to be using Final Cut Pro, but it's likely that these techniques are transferable to any other video editing software. Probably not something limited like an iMovie, but any of the more advanced video software. I'm also working on a Mac which allows me to use QuickTime Player to screen record. And I'm screen recording right now, but I think I can still show you how I do it. So all you have to do is open up QuickTime, and then you can go ahead and go to File, New Screen Recording, which is currently grayed out for me because I'm screen recording right now. And then you're just recording your screen. So when I do my sessions, I'm recording the screen the entire time. So while I'm doing this session with, say, a controller and my camera, the screen is also recording, and then I'm in Ableton Live. And let's take this track that I put up the other day, and I'll record all the different parts. While I'm recording the different parts and the screen recording is happening, I'm making sure that I'm not selected on the device view so I can see like the effects and the device. I want to make sure that I'm on the clip view by clicking down here. Then when I record a new clip, I'll see the new notes as they come up. So watch this. Then I've got a nice solid screen recording of the notes as they go by. Important to note here that while I'm screen recording, I'm also just recording the sound that's coming out of the MacBook, because you can set an audio input during your screen recording, and I just set it to the built-in microphone. This just gives me a reference so that I can sync up the video from my camera with this screen recording later. So since I'm screen recording for this tutorial, I can't actually show you how to do it with this particular screen recording, but I can open up one of the projects that I worked on and show you the workflow. Alright, so now that we're in Final Cut, what I can show you is that I usually have a video file for each section of the beat. So the drums, the bass, the keys. I'll stop and start the recording every time I add a new idea. Then I have one long screen recording, as you can see here. And I can go through it and kind of see where I actually recorded the idea. If it took me a few takes, I'll just find the last one. Problem here now is I've got the full screen recording and I only want the section with the notes, so I need to crop it. So if I go down here, I can go to crop, and I can just bring it right down, find the area with the notes. The part I'm skipping here is lining up all the audio. It's tedious to do with multiple clips. You're basically just looking at the sound file and trying to line it up as best you can with your ears and with your eyes. So I'm cropping just the section of the screen that I want, which is the piano roll. And I get it as close as I can, and I can use this panel over here to fine tune it if I want. Then I click done. Cool, now I have this cropped version of the screen, but it's not necessarily positioned right, so I'm going to switch over to transform. And here I can click and drag it, and I can tilt it, which I'll obviously need to do. So I kind of try to line it up with all the lines. I can see the wood grain line on the table. Try to line it the best I can with this section here. And I'm noticing that my crop is a little too long for the composition of the shot. So I'm going to go ahead and go back into cropping and actually crop out from the left side, because you want to see the new notes as they come up on the screen. So if I crop from the right side, you're not going to see new notes. You're going to see notes that I've already played. Cropping that in, kind of guessing here, and then that fits a lot better on the screen. The tilt is a little bit off, so I'll straighten it out. It still doesn't look quite right. The way I'm going to work now is I'm going to use distortion. Now in the distort tool, you can click on the bottom left, right, top right, and it gives you the X and Y axis for each. So you can play with these, and you can start to see how the panel actually bends. Figuring out the angles to do this with. You're kind of looking at the other things on the table and figuring out how does it fit. So the right side of the panel needs to come closer, the left side further away, the top needs to come up. Basically, I don't even look at these labels, I just kind of start moving things and see if it's doing what I want it to do. An easier way, more tactile way to do this rather than just touching those numbers is to click this panel here, and now you can actually grab corners and stuff, which is pretty helpful. So I can bend it forward, bend it back, kind of like it's a physical thing here. And then we have a little panel. Let's see if that lines up. Cool. Finishing touch that I usually do is bring down the opacity, which gives it a little more of a holographic type feel because you can kind of see through it. Maybe 80% is fine. Boom, and there I have an Ableton hologram. Now the cool thing about this is you don't have to go through all that cropping and distortion every single clip. You can actually, in Final Cut, hit Command C to copy the screen recording clip, and then you can hit Command Shift V, which is paste, but with shift in it, and you can paste the attributes. So you can paste the transform, the crop, and the distort. That way, you only really have to do this once. For this particular project, I did it twice because I had the panel where I would play notes. And then since my hand was blocking the shot in one of them, the left side of my hands, so my hands were in the way, I put the screen above. So I did it for the drum tracks and I did it for the key tracks. But then I just Command Shift V on all the clips going forward, and it's really easy, only have to do it once, and you kind of get the hang of it, making it look right physically in this space. I hope this was a helpful hint. A lot of people had been asking me how I do the Ableton hologram thing, and you guys should totally start doing it in your videos. People seem to love it in mine, and I really like being able to show what's happening beyond just my hands on the keys. It just brings the video to another level. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, maybe share it with a fellow music producer or somebody who could use this tip in Final Cut. And if you enjoy live electronic music performances, tutorials, and content to make you a more productive producer, click that subscribe button down below. This has been TAETRO, your electronic music mentor. Have a good one.